We're here today with Big Mac Sam. Big Mac Sam has been one of the smart drivers on the channel. He's a driving instructor here in the Bronx, and he's going to give us some excellent tips and strategies and techniques.
You see how the white lines are on these two pillars? That's where you want to go in. See the white lines?
Oh, right.
Yes.
The very faded white lines.
Yeah, the faded white lines on the pillar. Yep.
See, that's something I would never know unless you told me that.
Yeah. You know, I found out online that those that drive fancy cars, big vehicles like trucks, buses, those type of drivers, on average, they're jerks. I found that, I read that online. I don't know how true is that, but that's what I read.
It probably has some validity. They've done studies of pickup truck drivers.
Yes, I tell my students about the pickup truck drivers.
And pickup truck drivers, they tend to be more aggressive.
Yes.
Follow too close.
Yes, yes. I tell my students.
They fail to manage speed.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, with most people that I've been in a pickup truck with, that's been my experience in terms of driving. That, oh my God.
Yeah.
It scares me.
Yep. Yep. You see, guys, Rick has said it too. I said in my class about these pickup truck drivers. And it's not all these pickup truck drivers, you know, on average. Not all of them. I'm sure.
No, but more than the average people driving cars and people driving, you know,
exactly
what we normally would make up traffic and whatnot.
Yeah.
This video is made possible by the course package, Pass Your Driver's Test First Time. Because we know that your driver's test is the most stressful day of your life. And without some form of driver training, your chances of passing are less than 50%. As a bonus, we'll include both the defensive and winter driving smart courses. These will make you a safer, smarter driver and reduce your chances of being involved in an accident. Click down in the description there and get full details.
And that's another interesting point about, you talk about this one here, or?
Oh, it's straight.
Oh, that's the rest of it.
Yeah.
The erosion of driving skills by technology, blind spot detectors, for example.
Yeah.
Does it give drivers the false sense and the misinformation that they no longer need to shoulder check? Because in my mind,
that's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that they stop
bad.
shoulder checking because I don't need to because I have blind spot mirrors or I have convex mirrors.
Yeah. Never rely on just your mirrors. Right. Right. Okay, the speed limit went down to 25. So we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna make a right turn.
Okay.
Roll, Jay. And you either want to make a left or right. Want to go anywhere specific?
No.
Nope. So we'll make a left and then we'll. So you used to work for a school then and give driving lessons for a school?
Yeah. All of my driving instruction, except for the time that I worked in the hospital, was all with big trucks.
Oh wow.
So I taught truck drivers.
Okay. Wow.
So that's why, and I was asking Goose because at the time you weren't there. I hadn't worked with brand new drivers, and
Let's move over when it's safe.
I was having issues with new drivers stopping at a two-way stop sign.
Okay.
And then they would just go.
Oh.
And I was asking Goose, I'm like, how do you fix this?
Oh my.
I'm like,
goodness.
I've never encountered this before because all the drivers I worked with were retraining. They were going back to licensing or they were upgrading their license. So when I got brand new students and they're like, well, I stopped.
Wow.
I didn't have to explain that to them before. And now, you know, 30 years of driving instructor, now I'm trying to figure out how to explain two-way stop signs to new students.
Yeah.
It was like, because I had the one student, Kira, and she'd come up and stopped at the stop sign, and then she just drove through the intersection.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yeah, that's not the way you do that.
Yeah.
That's not the way you do that.
My goodness. Oh, yeah, really?
Whoa, that's a red light.
Oh, you could have kept on going. You was already in. You could have kept on going.
I didn't want to get T-boned.
Yeah. No, because it just finished changing. I noticed it just finished changing. Yeah, you could have kept on going. Hey, it happens.
I stopped before I'm actually in the...
Yeah, something. I heard something before. I don't know what it is. Yeah, you could have kept on going. I did notice. I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to slam on the brakes like you did. Yeah.
Yes, I came to the Bronx and I killed Sam.
Oh my goodness. Yo, that would be terrible.
It's like,
see,
yeah, we got T-boned in the Bronx.
Yeah, I could just picture in the news, 2 YouTubers went out on the field and blah, blah, blah. Oh my goodness. You know, when I used to live in New Jersey, I used to think that New Yorkers were bad drivers. Now I live in New York, and now I see, when I go visit my mom in New Jersey, I see how crazy fast they drive, because they drive faster on the highway than in New York City. And now the way I see them driving, so you know, it's and I'm sorry, I'm not picking on stakes or anything, but it's bad driving all over, you know.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny because I get comments from smart drivers on the channel, and they're like, "Oh, in Chicago, people are really bad, and Iowa City, people are really bad."
It's all over. I mean,
it doesn't matter where you go.
It doesn't matter exactly.
It's the same all the time, and that's what we talk about in terms of social driving. People are going to cut you off. People are going to not signal. They're going to run stop signs. It's going to happen. It's just part of driving.
Exactly.
You have to put in skills, abilities, and techniques that are going to keep you safe.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next day, but in a year.
Yep. And what does Rick say all the time? Remember, don't pick the what is it? Don't pick the correct answer. Pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Something like that.
That's exactly it.
That's it.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Nailed it.
Yep.
Hang on there 1 sec. The thought of failing your driver's test is what keeps you up at night right now. Click the link over here. Check out the Smarter Driver course package that guarantees that you will pass your driver's test first time. Click the link and check that out. And have a great day. All the best.